Hey guys, today we're going to work on an off-court exercise that helps on the court, and that will be strengthening our hips and engaging our glutes that will maximize how we hit a ball and also minimize the amount of strain it puts on our knees. So one thing that tennis players tend to do is use our quads. I mean, there are 4 muscles in the front of your leg, only 3 in the back. So it's natural to gravitate to using your quads, but we tend to neglect the hamstrings and most importantly the hips and glutes for tennis. To simulate what it would really feel like to hit a tennis ball from the pros, it's really hard to tell you how it feels, but one thing they tend to do is if you can see I have bands on my leg, and you can get these resistance bands anywhere. I usually just order on Amazon, or you can go to any sporting goods store or something like that. But anyways, I'm gonna have when I have a wide stance and I feel that resistance, okay? One thing I'd like you to try is I'm gonna go towards you with, pretending I'm hitting a ball to the camera. And the one thing is when I have a wide stance and then I load up and try to bend my legs to hit the ball, when I do that, I feel my hips and my glutes activating. And that doesn't tend to happen with a lot of people if I tell them to do this without the bands. So this is going to start engaging the right muscles so that you can use the stronger parts of your muscles to hit a tennis ball, right? So you can swing through it and use your hips. So when you're doing that, that's the first thing we want to work on. Is I like to do this before I even work out, because you can work out all you want, but if you're not engaging the right muscles, it's a waste. So you're really trying to train your body to fire these guys up right in here so that they are used during your workouts, and then you can take that and go on the court and do the same thing and not have to think about it, because it's going to be really hard to think about firing your hips and your glutes and trying to hit a tennis ball, right? So this is why we do things off the court as well. The one thing when you're doing this is to consider, other than just kind of, you could even have a tennis ball be fed to you, right? And you could just kind of be in here and with the ball machine, and that would work fine, but we want to work on strengthening it too. So there's a few things you can do with the bands, and what I like to do first of all is to have a side-to-side motion or movement, and it really engages the side that I'm moving towards, okay? And when we do this, when I get low and I'm trying to go to the side here and then back, one thing we tend to do is, our bodies try to make things easier for us, and that's just path of least resistance. That's what nature does. So we need to be cautious of that. So the one thing I notice a lot of people doing is when I go this way, for example, my toes will go that way. When I do that, it's a lot easier. So that's why we do it, right? And I'm engaging my quads now and not my hips. So to mediate that, take your toes and the side you're going towards, face it inward. So I'm going to my left, so my toes are going to face the opposite direction. And now I'm going to go to the opposite. I'm going to go this way now. As I go there, I'm really able to fire my hips. Try not to pivot in like this while you're doing this, okay? So we tend to kind of go back like this and go in here, and we're not really engaging the right parts of our muscles. It's easier, again, so it's really hard to engage these guys, your hips meaning, is if you're not really focusing. So really, when I'm doing this, I'm almost like sliding that way. So I'm here and I'm sliding. I'm going here and sliding. I'm not lifting my leg up and tilting. So I'm trying to keep my hips at 180 degrees parallel to the ground when I'm here, and I'm just sliding through, okay? I'm gonna work on doing the same thing, firing the hips. We're gonna go to the side here. And I'm trying to make my legs at a 90-degree angle, and then all I'm gonna do is lift up, like here, and then I'm going to kick out. When I do that, it's gonna put a lot of, your hips are gonna be really firing here. So I'm going here, back out, back in, again, and out. So try that in a very deliberate way, so you're being very good with what you're focusing on and trying to make sure you're doing the right movements. See how slow I'm going? I'm even watching, making sure my leg is stabilized, kicking out, and I should feel it right in here. If I'm not, it means I'm not doing it right, okay? Trying to make sure that you're implementing these guys and trying to show, like, try to make sure that you have some parallels to these, meaning like why you're doing this. You know, the more you can engage the hips and everything, the faster your swing can be, the less injury prone you'll be. So you'll be able to avoid injuries and be able to move a little bit better, less wear and tear on your knees because you're using the stronger parts of your muscles. A lot of good things going on there. So give it a shot. These might save your life on the tennis court. So I think you'll find some value in it when you try it yourself. So good luck and hope it goes well.